Hi everyone, today we're going to cover the topic of taking a radiator off the wall so that you can decorate behind it. Quite often it's a common job needs doing. You don't want to decorate around the radiator, it's always better if you can lift it away and do the job properly. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through this easy job and it's not too difficult, believe me, you can do it. So first of all, we're going to turn our radiator valves off. Each end of the rad will have one. So on this instance we've got a thermostatic rad. So let's turn him all the way off. Just keep going till it stops. Usually it's on the 0. That one is now off. Now the other end of the radiator will have a lock shield valve. And there it is there. These generally just pull off. This one will. Take it off. Some of them are screwed on, so if it's got a screw in it, just unscrew it and pull it away. Okay, it's just that some are like that, some are just pull off. This will reveal this head here. Now you can turn it off with pliers, or you can use a little spanner. I like this little spanner, which is very good at doing this as well. And just shut him down. It's clockwise to turn. Alright, just keep going until you feel it turn off. There, that's off. It won't go anymore. That rad is now off. Right, now to do this job, what else I often say best to need is a little container that you're going to put under your valve to collect the water, because when you undo this joint it will start to drip and leak, because the thing is we want to get all this water out of this radiator before we lift it off. If you lift it off with the water in there, it will shoot everywhere. So we've got to drain the radiator first. Now one of the priorities again is undoing the valves. Now for undoing the valves, I like a pair of footprints, that's these, and the good old little adjustable spanner. Now, before you go undoing one of these, if you come around here and take a look at it, so I'll get Jan to come around with the camera, around this side, don't be tempted to just try and undo that nut here. Now, this nut is got to go that way to undo, okay? It's always that way to do up, this way out to undo on this side of the rad. Don't be tempted just to put your spanner on there and pull up, because you may damage the pipe here. Before you do that, you need something to hold against, and that's why I like these, because I put them on there to hold against so that it doesn't damage the pipe underneath. So what I do is I put my nut on the spanner on there, and I hold against with these footprints to stop it moving and damaging the pipe, that one there. So use these if you can. You can put a spanner across the top of there as well if you like, if you haven't got any footprints. And then just give it a twist like this and it'll go with a sudden bang. There you go, she's gone. Alright, now as soon as you undo that, you can let go of that then, because it's loose. And if you undo it, you'll see that you won't get much out of it. You think, well, why is that? Now, don't be tempted to undo it all the way. The reason there's not much coming out of there is because it needs air to enter the radiator to empty the water out. Basically, it's kind of airlocked, and the only way you get the water out now properly, except for pulling it right out and it will glug and go all over the place, don't be tempted to do that either. The first thing we've got to do now to get the water running is to let the air in. So you need a radiator key and put it into your rad valve at the top and open it up. Now the action of opening that immediately starts the water running down below. See that there? If I shut it off, that's the valve off. And if I open it again, you'll see the water run. And that's because the air is now going into the top of the radiator, and that is allowing the water to empty. So that's a key thing to remember to get your rad empty. Don't be tempted just to pull it all off and hope that for the best. You will end up with black, sludgy, mucky water generally going all over the place. I don't actually need to take this radiator off here. I'm just showing you. I don't need to decorate, but if you was on a carpeted floor in the front room, for instance, you wouldn't want any of that going on the floor. Generally, especially if you haven't had any inhibitor in your radiator, then it would be black, mucky water coming out there. But believe me, the very last bit of the water at the bottom of the rad generally is mucky, even with inhibitor, believe me. So now, we're going to leave this now, because what we need now is, I usually have a bowl like this, and all you've got to do is keep emptying it, and you can turn the valve off like that and it will virtually kind of stop it. And then you can just push it to, lift the bowl away, put it in and put it back. Open the valve and let the next bit go. Now I know it's repetitive, but this is the easiest way and the less messy way of getting the water out the rad. So that's what we're going to do now. I won't bore you with this because it's going to take about half an hour, and we'll come back when the rad's completely empty.
Just show that bit where you held it together because the camera wasn't on it.
Yeah, this bit where you hold it together when you want to take the pot away. Turn the valve off at the top, the air cock, and then all you've got to do is push it together with your hand like that so that it's forced into the radiator. Lift your little pot away, tip it in the bowl and put it back and lift it back out again, and then open your key back up again and it will start to run down the bottom. There you go, she's running out lovely down there now. We just got to kind of wait. I mean, it's just a waiting game for the water to come out. When it's all done, we'll come back to it and we'll take the rad off. Now, while this is draining out, and Jan has just said to me, the central heating is just switched on, do you know? Now, it doesn't actually matter if the central heating is on or off while you do a radiator like this, all right? Because the valves are off and it won't make any difference. So don't worry about the heating being on or off. If you've got the rad isolated both ends, no matter, all right? Well, I've pulled our container away now. Actually, my bowl fitted under, lovely, look at that. It's all finished, and if you pull the pipe out, it will make it easier to lift the radiator away. Now, that's that end, but don't forget, we've now got to do the other end. Now, don't forget, this end will probably have either a thermostatic radiator valve like we've got on this one, or an ordinary turn rad valve. Once again, don't forget, the footprints or a spanner, whatever you need to hold it on that end. A pair of Stilsons will also do it, and turn like so, and then it will undo. This one's come on fairly easy. Once they start moving, you can undo them easy. A little container under this one as well, because there'll just be a few drips in there. There won't be much, and then undo it with your fingers. And it's a better, easier job if you can make sure you've got that there to catch a little bit of water there. See it? It's just come out. We'll let that little bit run out of there. And if you can make sure your rad valves are clear like they are there now, then you can lift the radiator clear away without the pipes catching inside the radiator valves. If they do catch in the valves, you may need someone just to pull the pipes apart for you, just while you lift the radiator off out of the way. I mean, another way of doing it is actually to turn the radiator valve with a pair of grips so it's facing away from the radiator and turn it back. But of course you do risk afterwards possibly having a leak from the union underneath, so not probably advisable, but it is possible to do it that way. Okay, so we're really ready there now. So we're ready to take the radiator off now. So the way I like to do it is have your washing up bowl, we've got there, an old bowl, because when you lift it there will be just a little bit of water laying in the bottom of it. What I do is lift it and just tilt it in the angle, because believe me, if it's not got any Fernox or some kind of inhibitor in there, it will be black as hell. And if it touches your carpet, it is absolutely fatal. It's the devil's own job to get out. Okay, so make sure you've got plenty of rag on the floor. It doesn't matter for me, I'm in a bathroom floor with lino, so it's not important for me. I'm just showing you this, this particular job. Because I don't actually need to do it, obviously, I'm just demonstrating. So for me, not too bad. But if you've got carpet down, either pull it back or cover it with something. Okay, so best then after that is to grab hold of the radiator. So it might be better for Jan to stand back of it now and take a look at the whole thing. If you'd like to go back there, Jan, alright, with the camera. And kind of grab the whole thing in ones like this and lift it straight away. Okay, get it clear, like that. And tilt it one side, let the black stuff come out, see it there? Get it away, get it away, and there it is. Okay, clear away now. Now, that leaves us with our brackets out there, and if you want to take those off as well and decorate the wall, whatever you're doing behind the radiator, you can literally do whatever you want, clean it all up, and then we just got to put it back. So now we're going to go through the process of putting it back. And
if you need to take the brackets off, just pop little matchsticks into where the wall plugs are, so that then you know where the little holes are.
That's right.
If you've papered over it.
That's it. If you paper over them, make sure you know where the holes are. Okay. But I'm just demonstrating. I don't want to do anything to my walls. It's just purely for your benefit, so you know what you're doing. Okay, so we're going to put the radiator back now. Okay, we're saying now then that the radiator is ready to go back. You've decorated your wall. If you kind of line it up more or less where your brackets are going to go in the middle, and you know then you're going to make a straight lift to get it in line. There will be little plastic certs on there. Yeah, there's to stop it rattling and making noises. Make sure they don't come out when you do it. Right, and we just literally got to lift it back on into those brackets. So if you like to go back there now, we'll do the lift again. Okay, so we go up like so, walk it in, drop it down to the black ones is what I like to do really first. And get it lined up, you can see it then, and then drop it down to your front ones. So we go like that, and we're on. And we're in place. We're ready to connect the pipes up now. Okay, once it's on your brackets, you can slide it along the brackets a bit and get your pipes lined up like so. So you've got a little bit of lee room there, alright, to get it in. Just get your pipe up like that and push her in and get it started. Get one end started. We're doing it right up tight just a minute, just leave it loose, and then we get the other end on. So here's our other end, and you can see she wants pushing up a bit that way to level the pipes up. So we'll get him started like so, and then just do him up with the fingers, and he's ready to tighten up. So we're tightening him up now. So once again, don't forget, something to hold against. We don't want any strain on this pipe union here. We don't want any leaks from there. Spanner, okay, doing up, you go this way, you'll feel it tightening up, you'll see it going. Make sure you hold against nice and properly so you don't put any strain on that bottom feed. And like that, and it's up. Okay, same with the back one, the thermostatic one. Here we are. Again, mind your valve and just whip him up. So very important you hold against with that spanner. And once again, that's it, we're done. So all you've got to do now is turn them on and get the air out of the radiator, which we'll do now. Well, we're going to turn the lock shield one on first with our trusty spanner. Get him on, and you should be well away. Get him on. This one's only goes on about 2.5 turns because it's balanced. And then we go around and turn the thermostatic one on, which of course is very easy indeed because it's just twisted on like so. Okay. And you can hear the water going in, I think. Just. No, maybe not.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. Okay, and then you just got to bleed the radiator, basically. Put that bleed key in at the top here. And we'll bleed it out. Can you hear it going? There we go. There we have it. There's water there now. That means our radiator is now full up. Make sure you've got something to catch the water with, which is full. Turn your air valve off, and we're there. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to decorate behind your radiator, it's not that bad. You can do it, alright? It's simple enough. But that's it from me. You know where to go for all that stuff. Me and Jan and Derrickton33.com for all the plumbing and heating videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.